Why do executors have woo, includer, and or intellection in their bottom five? So in this video, I want to talk about these three strengths and why they're low, and what is the executor desire at its core. When a person has 4 or 5 or even 6 of these strengths in their top 10, what kind of person are you looking at? And also, how do we use it? How do we help? How do we lean on somebody who has these high executing desires and low energetic desires? That's a little bit of a hint into why these 3 strengths are so low, oftentimes for people who are high executors. So what we're going to talk about is, let's talk about executing. Let's get right to it, because executors are here to get to the point. So if you're an executor, I know you're just like, just tell me, Eddie. Just tell me, just give me the steps, just give me the words, just tell me what to do, and then we'll be good. Because you have to understand, that's what executors want. They want you to get to the point. Executors are preparers. They want the steps so they can just sit down or pay attention to them and follow them, or change them, obviously. But ultimately, it's about the steps. It's about the step-by-step. It's about the structure. It's about the routine. It's about the practical. Ultimately, when you're an executor, it has to be about what is physical and tangible, measurable. So ultimately, what we're trying to do is stay in the what can I see, not what do I or what do you feel. So you can really understand why an executor has these strengths so low when you ask an executor to explain their feelings about anything. Executors get to the point very quickly. You can always tell an executor when you ask them a simple question and you ask them any question and you get a 1 sentence or less answer. If you're a strategic thinker and you, let's say, are married to an executor, you will find general frustration when your executing spouse gives you little to no information in their response. Now, why do oftentimes executors find themselves with woo really low? Well, woo is an energetic strength, first off. It can only be measured by a feeling. For example, how do I know woo is working? Well, when there's a change in the vibe and the energy of the people the woo is trying to woo, right? So, by the way, for those of you that are watching right now, do you have 3 or more of the executing strengths in your top 10 and are woo, includer, or intellection in your bottom 5? Let me know in the comments here, or just say hi. So it's an energy, it's a vibe, it's a feeling. It's like, hey, you want somebody to get something done? Just put the woo near them and watch them go. That's the concept, but an executor can't count on that. An executor can't see that, and that's how it works. Okay, so let's move to includer. Remember that executors are also really, really all about time and structure and dependability, right? This is one of the reasons why executors prefer it if there aren't too many cooks in the kitchen, if you will. In other words, if there are too many cooks in the kitchen making decisions about what needs to be done, it takes too long. Executors are about getting things done and getting them done on time. When you include too many people, or in this case, too many opinions or input, right? Because input can be low for an executor too, but too much input, it slows things down. And executors want things done on time. This is another reason why woo is so low. An executor risks being liked in order for things to get done on time or the right way, right? Last, remember, includer, also an energetic strength. It's a vibe, it's a feeling. Okay, moving on. Intellection. This one also falls under the it takes too much time and it can't be explained or measured category. And this will sum it up in real simple terms. If you ask an intellection person to set let's say goals, right? And then an action plan. In those action items, an intellection person would literally put think. You see, if you have intellection high, think is a to-do list item. Let's let that one sit in your consciousness for a minute. For those of you who do not have intellection high, I don't think you could understand. Really understand from a personal level. You have to ask questions. You have to talk to somebody who has intellection high and ask them, would thinking be an action item for you? You see, executors, this is a violation of their desires. Executors live in the world of what is getting done, right? That's it. They live in the world of what's getting done. But what is getting done that is real, measurable, not felt or theorized. You see, if you're a high executor and you see someone sitting and thinking, the last thought on your mind is how productive they're being. But with the intellection person, the person with intellection high, what they're doing is they're gathering energy. They're processing. You see, intellections need to process. That's their thing. I just need to process it. I need to process this. You'll hear intellection people say this a lot. I need to process this. Oh, I'm processing. Will you just give me an answer? No, I need to process. Right? So processing and thinking is an action item for an intellection. And executors can't see how that could possibly be productive because they're not intellection people. So the bottom line, here's wrap it up now. Executors are about the practical and the measurable. What can I see? What's getting done? Woo, includer, intellection is about the energy. What do I feel is moving? What do I feel is being included? What do I feel, right? Or who do I feel is being included? What do I feel is being processed and thought through? For those of you with woo or intellection or includer high and a bunch of and not executing, understand that the executors are just making sure something gets done, that people get a result that they need, that a system is in place to make sure that the most important stuff is being taken care of. Because executors' biggest fear is that time is being wasted and things aren't getting taken care of and stuff isn't being finished on time for the right people. And when those things aren't being done, there's anxiety, emotional, physical anxiety. So they have to make sure things are getting done. What I'm doing here, my friends, what I'm doing here is teaching you how to help others with their strengths. For you executors, how much more productive can you be if you understand how everyone else produces, especially people that are different than you? What difference would it make for your business if you had an ability to understand these strengths, to be able to move people forward their way, to help them get more productive their way, instead of only being able to help people that think